Hello. A few big changes this week. I've reached a point where a basic game loop is now possible. You can take on missions and you can complete them. But the ability for sort of longer play sessions has shown me that there's a lot of little things that add up to prevent it from being much in the way of fun. So my focus over the last couple of weeks has mostly been on improving these elements. Um, the basics of this is that I've made ships significantly faster. The handling has been improved and made a little bit snappier. Nothing too dramatic, but I felt it was a little bit lethargic before. I've made some edits to geometry as well to improve visibility. Like, for example, I've added this little platform I'm standing on so you can see above the deck quite a bit better than you could before, which is useful for placing the kedging anchor and stuff like that. You can see also I've made the islands much closer together. This may change eventually, but right now I need to find a way to make the longer periods of traversal fun. I recognize that this is a big problem with a lot of pseudo-realistic sailing games. There's always a bit of slowness involved, but I do need to find a little more for the player to be able to do when a long way from land. So I've got a few ideas, but nothing cast in stone yet. A big visual change that's been made is I have converted it to proxy meshes for the fabric objects. This is a much more efficient way to simulate meshes with a lot more detail. So the sails now have considerably more geometry and more detail without much in the way of increased rendering cost. They have actual physical mesh thickness now. They support more detailed shaders and just in general I think look a fair bit better. Speaking of the caravel in particular, I have also converted it from the tiller to a whip staff, and this is mainly to aid in the previously mentioned playability, or ease of play. So now you can steer and see where you're going quite a bit better while doing so. Since you don't exactly have a lookout or anything like that. Another change I've been working on is changes to the UIs and process of taking on quests or missions. For example, this is the sort of prototype of the quest menu. It's really undersized here. I need to work on the scaling a bit, but essentially you'll have a list of available tasks with your accepted ones here. You can take on multiple quests if you like. Rather than having your cargo immediately loaded like it was before, you can now choose how much weight or how many units you'd like to take on. Or mix them if you like, although mainly you would be taking on limited amounts. If, for example, you have to travel a very long distance, you might not want to put too much weight on board, because too much weight can cause buoyancy problems, or poor balance like we have going on here. But it allows for quite a bit more flexibility with the loading. You can see the cargo we've loaded on here. There should be 3 of whatever that one was. was. I think they use the same model right now, but it's a fair bit more flexible, and hopefully a good change for that kind of thing as I failed to climb a ladder. But yeah, that's the start of the process there. And lastly, here's another shot of the Zipec. I've also converted the sail meshes of this ship to be proxy meshes with a fair bit more detail, and I've made some changes to the stretchiness and collisions and overall handling of the sails, so they should react quite a bit nicer to a lot of situations. You can see the fair bit quicker turning that I have added to these ships as well, just to make things a little snappier. But anyway, I want to thank you for watching and take care.